top of the morning to you. It's the greatest of all time, Clementine, blow your mind, one of a kind, super fan of sports travel. On a, I don't know if it'll be a non-sports travel day, but it's a beautiful morning, and I'm still here, and I'm still witty, and of course, I'm still pretty, like a girl. It's time to play Where Is the Greatest of All Time in the World on this fine Tuesday, 8 April 2025, and I'm staying alive, especially after spending 52 hours in detention in Central African Republic. But that was in February, so that's not a hint, at least I don't think it is, of where I am. So let's play Where Is Mr. Sports Travel? He's on the beach in Reach in a beautiful morning, and the time is 9:24, Clementine. So the sun is hitting me, it's just me, myself, and I. And maybe a shark in the water. You go in the water, sharks in the water. Ah, shark. Long live Quint, and in honor of the man, crush the can. All right, so where is Mr. Sports Travel? I'm gonna give you a hint. The motto of this country, the motto, M-O-T-T-O, of this country is, the love of liberty brought us here, meaning brought us to these shores. The love of liberty brought us here. Dun, 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 dun. So where am I? First of all, I'm going to narrow this down to the continent. Am I in the United States of America? The love of liberty brought us here. That's possible, right? Everywhere around the world, they're coming to America. Here's the deal, Lemon Peel, I'm not in America. The love of liberty brought us here. I'm not in Asia, pretty persuasion. I'm not in Oceania. I'm not in South America. I'm not in Europe. And I sure as hell ain't in Antarctica. So that leaves us with, I bless the rains down in Africa, except it's not raining today down in Africa. So I'm in Africa. That's the only continent we got left. But where in Africa am I? I repeat to you, this country's motto is, the love of liberty brought us here. Now for those of you that have too much time on your hands, that's a song by Styx, good band, and you're gonna pause this video to Google this, don't waste your time, 'cause I'm gonna tell you the answer here. I am in Liberia, Liberia, dun, 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 dun. That's a little play on the song Notorious by Duran Duran. Liberia, Liberia is in West Africa, and as you can see, oh so pleasantly, it's on the water. At least the capital is. I'm in Monrovia. The Capitol building itself, the executive mansion, the Capitol building, it's inland a little bit from here, but I could walk there. It'd be a brisk walk, but I'm the greatest of all time. You mean I can't walk? I knocked out George Foreman on this here continent with fury and flair in that country formerly known as Zaire. Today it's the DR Congo. So back to Liberia. This was the first country ever declared its independence in the whole continent of Africa. What? And you know what the motto, the love of liberty brought us here? If you look up the history of Liberia, it's connected to the United States of America. In fact, the flag of Liberia is red, white, and blue, and its design is oh so eerily similar to the United States, with one exception. In the USA, we got 50 stars on our flag. In Liberia, they only got 1 star. Outside of that, and a little bit of the color is a little different, just a little nuances in the redness and the blueness and the whiteness, but it's the same, basically. So here's the deal, Lemon Peel. This ain't the History Channel, but I'll do my best. The American Colonization Society, way back in the day, hundreds of years ago, said, you know what? The slaves that we had in the US back at the time, they should set up their own country in Africa. And the love of liberty brought them here to a country which is today known as Liberia. And Liberia was the first country in Africa to declare its independence. It is the oldest country in Africa. Can you believe that? If you don't believe me, you know, as they say, you can Google it. But why would I lie to you? Would I lie to you, honey? Now, here's the thing about Liberia. Liberia has had 2 civil wars. The last civil war ended about a little over 20 years ago. It believes in democracy. In fact, it had a peaceful transition and has had one since the end of that second civil war. Some other notable things about Liberia, besides the fact that I got this beautiful stretch of sand and all by myself. No one's bothering me. There's nobody around. I don't feel threatened. I feel safe. Beyond that, you know, many of the Liberian presidents were educated in America. Not only that, the first female president in all of Africa, right here in Liberia. Today, 2025, there's a female president in Namibia, but she wasn't the first in the continent of Africa. It's here in Liberia. So Liberia is a very interesting country, not only because of its ties to the United States of America, but because of its historical significance and first female president. Not only that, as I mentioned in the football videos, go! Liberia is the only country that, and by the way, Liberia only has 5 million people. That's it. If you live in the United States of America, our neighbors in the Caribbean, the Dominican Republic, Cuba, they got like 11 million people. This country only got 5. And yet, despite that, Liberia is the only country in Africa, the only country, to produce the only African player to win FIFA Goal Americans, that would be soccer, Player of the Year honors, and the Ball d'Or, the most prestigious individual award for the greatest football player that year in the world. Africa, George Weah. And George Weah has been the president. He recently lost the election and was a peaceful transfer of power, but he's also been president of Liberia. He's the only dude. So you got all these big countries in Africa, Nigeria, Ethiopia, football superpowers like Morocco, Senegal, Cameroon, Ghana, and none of them has had a FIFA Player of the Year. None of them has had a Ball d'Or winner. That's won both. That's won both. That's won both. Only here in Liberia. Now here's the irony. George Weah was the only guy who's never played in the World Cup. He never got to play. Because it's hard to make the World Cup. And there's only 5 million people here. Now, Liberia has been in AFCON twice. Watch my interview with the head of the Ministry of Sports, who explains the significance of football culture in Liberia and how that impacted the closure of the Second Civil War here in Liberia. But because this ain't the History Channel, this is me, the greatest of all time sports fan traveler, I'm keeping it real on sports. Having a great time here in Liberia. It's not hot and hazy and it's at least as gnarly as it was yesterday, but it's gonna get cooking because it's still early. It's 9:32, Boogaloo, and I'm walking on this beach and I'm heading to see myself, hopefully, the capital, some viewpoints. Today is Mr. Sports Travel Tourism Day in Monrovia because mañana I'm leaving on a jet plane for Casablanca. Do you know this is my 45th African country to visit? 45th country! I am the greatest of all time sports fan traveler. I hope you enjoyed the beach. I got to go, sugar. We'll see you next video. Bye bye. And by the way, I'll give you a little hint. This neighborhood that I'm in, people here are very friendly. That's the other thing you gotta know about Liberia. People here are very friendly. They like Americans. Sinkor. S-I-N-K-O-R. Sinkor. S-I-N-K-O-R. Now, it used to be sort of this sort of sleepy suburb of Monrovia, but Monrovia just sprawls. Now it's considered Midtown section of Monrovia. And the best part of this section, you got the beach. Check out this beach. Look at it. It's got a nice slope to it. It's peaceful. It's quiet. You got the beautiful palm trees. Looks like you got a hotel there. So I'm going to walk a little bit longer along this here beach. And until we meet again, boys and girls, remember one thing. Have I told you lately that I'm pretty? I just did, fool. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.